The President cut short his trip to the UK to actually intervene in this matter. What does it say about his style of leadership?
Well, Shahan, I think it speaks to the President being hands-on. I was just listening to his spokesperson on radio as I was coming in, Kusela, and she's confirming that he has landed in the country and is actually going to start making his way to the northwest, where the leadership of the ANC, both at provincial level and as well at national level, are going to be waiting for his arrival there. Importantly, I just, listening to people's views, Shahan, it's quite interesting that South Africans sometimes can be so overly critical of this decision that he's taken. Imagine back at the time when President Mbeki was under pressure to leave back in 2008, I think. People, labeled him as a president who's concerned with international matters, and while home is up in flames. Well, Ramaphosa is actually doing something differently this time around, and he's decided that it's important that he cuts short his trip so that he stems whatever is going on in the northwest. The visuals that we're seeing right now are not the kind of visuals that I suspect he might want to answer to when seeing those international investors. Remember, the trip that he undertook to the UK is to go and say to people there, to particularly business people, that South Africa is open for investment. Well, how can South Africa be open for investment if you have scenes like these taking place? So the President saw it fit to cut his trip short. I don't speak for him. I don't want to purport to speak for him, but I think it's probably one of the most important decisions that President Ramaphosa has decided to undertake. People are asking questions, Shahan. Why wouldn't he allow his deputy, David Mabuza, to go and calm tensions in the northwest? Well, you only have to look at the politics in the ANC, Shahan. Remember that David Mabuza, for the longest time, we, the media, were reporting that he is part of this the so-called Premier League grouping, which basically comprised of chairpersons and premiers of the Northwest, Mpumalanga, Free State, and KwaZulu-Natal. Well, David Mabuza has clearly broken rank, deciding that he was actually going to turn the tables at the conference and actually go with the faction that supported the now president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa. So I guess my point is here, Shahan, in all likelihood, David Mabuza would probably not have been the right person to go and calm tensions there, because perhaps he is seen, or he might be seen by the other camp as someone that they wouldn't really want to listen to. So I think it's interesting developments that are happening, but at party level, I think the situation is much more interesting.
So what does he do when he goes there? Because there are calls for Supra Mahumapelo to step down, possibly be sacked. I mean, does the President actually listen to what those residents are saying or not?
The President, Shahan, has to, I think, make his decision based on the calculations inside the party. One of the key things, Shahan, that we probably need to ask ourselves is there a replacement for Supra Mahumapelo should indeed the ANC decide to ask him to basically step down from office? Is there a credible person that can possibly take over in the northwest? And I think that's the question that we probably are going to be concerned with, and I think the party itself is going to be concerned with, because if Supra Mahumapelo has had a tight grip in the northwest, it's probably going to be very important for them to make a calculated decision here as to if indeed Supra Mahumapelo does step down, do they put in someone who possibly come from that same province, or are we going to see something different? You have someone from national level being deployed to that position to try and essentially not play into the regional politics or the provincial politics in the northwest. You try and put a figure, take a figure from the national level, probably at NEC level, that is going to go there without the factional politics that are playing themselves out in the northwest, and to try and neutralize the situation, Sean. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And will Supra Mahumapelo actually agree to step down? There are views, there are very many views at the moment, Shahan, as to whether or not indeed he should be stepping aside, and what calculations is he making? Because it's one of the most important things as well that we've got to think about. Supra Mahumapelo is being accused of many things, in particular corruption. Citizens are very clear that he is involved in corruption. Well, that's got to be proven in court. We certainly can't say that definitively. You have the ANC Youth League president, Xoli Mngambi, who has accused him of actually being the one that introduced him to the Guptas. You have the issue around Midiosa, those mobile clinics that have not been in use, but monies have gone into that particular project. That's something that Supra Mahumapelo has got to answer to. So importantly, what calculations is he making in trying to negotiate, I guess, his way out of that position? Because I suspect he can't be taking any hardline positions given the kind of stuff that he's alleged to have done in as far as his leadership of government in the Northwest is concerned.
Let's not forget